Hi guys, God's Princess here. I know it's been a while, but I'm here and God is good, and let's get right into it. So most of the time we are the one waiting on God. God, when are you going to deliver me from this situation and that situation? But today let me tell you that God is waiting on us as well. Yes, God is waiting on you and me for whatever it is that He has put into our heart. I'm pretty sure that you have a calling that you are convinced that God gave you, but we are all struggling to make that first step. And to be honest with you, the reason why it took me so long to make another video is because of fear. I was paralyzed by fear. I was terrified, and I needed I needed God to strengthen me, and He did. And the lesson that He had taught me during this time was, if I want to wait for my flesh to come into agreement with my spirit, I'm going to wait for a very, very, very long time. So what I figured is, I'm going to do it afraid. I'm just going to go ahead and do it afraid, because the longer you wait, the longer you are delaying your miracle, the longer you are delaying your calling, the longer you are delaying basically everything that God has for you and that has in reserve for you. So just do it afraid. Do not let fear stop you from coming into the calling that God has for you. You are going to miss out on something glorious. You are going to miss out on the beautiful adventure, beautiful journey that God has made specially for you. Do not let fear stop you. Do it afraid. And the verse that I would like to share with you today is in Judges 7, starting verse 9 through verse 11. But just to put you in context, it's the story of Gideon. So Israel was being oppressed by the Midians for a very long time, and God appeared to Gideon and told him that He was going to be the one to deliver His people. Needless to say that Gideon was afraid. He was afraid from beginning till the end. But the beautiful thing is that God was with him every step of the way. And I'm telling you today that God is going to be with you every step of the way. Now on that same night, the Lord said to Gideon, "Arise, go down against their camp, for I have given it into your hand. But if you are afraid to go down by yourself, go with Purah, your servant, down the camp, and you will hear what they say. And afterward you will have the courage to go down against the camp." Then he, Gideon, went down with Purah, his servant, to the outpost of the army that was in the camp. So basically what this tells us is that Gideon was afraid. He was afraid to go and defeat the enemy. But what's beautiful is in here is that God acknowledged our fear. He knows that we are afraid, and He encourages us. He's with us, and He strengthens us. And one thing that I find amazing is that being scared and being afraid is okay, because it does not disqualify us from the calling that God has for us. Stopping because of fear, that's something that we shouldn't do. Do it afraid. Do not let fear stop you. Do not let fear make you miss out of, once again, this beautiful thing that God has in reserve for you. And what I found funny in this story is that in the end, when when Gideon was about to defeat the enemy, he told his soldiers to shout for the Lord and for Gideon. Really, Gideon? You were afraid since the beginning. It was the Lord who strengthened you, and now that you were about to defeat the army, you try to sneak your way into God's glory, for the Lord and for Gideon? No, it's just for the Lord, okay? So I just found this was so funny, and know that God is going to give you the victory, but just make sure that you give Him all the glory, because you know that if it was not for him, you would never have been able to do it by yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you were blessed, and if you need prayers, if you need encouragement, do not hesitate to send me an email, and it's going to be my pleasure to pray for you. So that's it for today. This is God's Princess, and I hope you were blessed. Bye.